Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, coming at you with another video about Deadrop. We just got our first close to, maybe not really, finished sector in Deadrop. That's Sector 3 Cold Storage. This is the first map. When you hear the word sector, we're talking about maps. There's going to be 7 sectors that make up the tower, which is essentially when it is finished, the finished environment of Deadrop, at least what is initially planned. So, you may not know this, but there is information about 6 of those sectors, with the 7th kind of being a mystery. We got all this in an ARG, so we're going to take a look at all of these sectors, the art for them, and then do some speculation about each one. We know the name, we can see the setting, we can see the concept art, and then you'll know kind of what to expect from each one, the vibe they're going for, and then we can do a lot of speculation based on that. So with no further ado, let's take a look at Deadrop's future sectors and maps. Okay, so here we have Sector 1. This is dubbed Underground. As you can see here, again, a very kind of dark future look. It's very rainy, very grim. I don't know if this is water or some type of chemical down here. It almost looks like it almost looks like an underground area. It's literally called Underground. So here's your first look at Sector 1. Underground, and there's multiple concept art pieces of this. The little rat sitting here. Hopefully we don't get in-game rats. Could you imagine if one of the sector closure methods was being, instead of rising cold, it was like an army of rats pushing everybody up? Please don't do that, Midnight Society. Here's the next piece of concept art of Sector 1 Underground. This does look very sewer-like. There's just nothing but, cement. There's a guard posted up here. I love the almost Metal Gear Solid-like exclamation point here. Looks like there's some water or something that would come in through there, like wastewater. Not much else to see there, but that, again, it gets the underground aspect nailed. Almost like either like a Alaskan military base or something, but this obviously isn't that, but it kind of gives that vibe. And then here is that's the second one again. Same piece of concept art. Is this the same one? I don't remember. But there's some blood over here. Take notice of this. Again, military presence. And remember that Deadrop is planned to be a PvPvE game, so will eventually be AI in it. So how is that going to transpire? I don't know. Are there going to be AI guards like in Marauders? Are there going to be other? This is kind of a cyberpunk settings. Will we see more robotic monstrosities, something along those lines? We will see. This is concept art, things can change, but this is the final piece of concept art for Sector 1 Underground. This is clearly a subway. Something has clearly gone down here. I think Robert Pattinson's Batman just threw down here. There's guards down here, there's blood everywhere. Railroad track, obviously. This could just be a cool setting with the railroad and the subway, but if you think about it, maybe one of the forms of extraction on this sector in Sector 1 will be via train. Maybe the train will pull up once, twice, whatever during the match. Maybe it's the final phase of extraction, and we'll have to fight to get on that train and get out. Subway setting's definitely cool. Alright, now this is the start of Sector 2. Right now this is called Lobby, and I'm not sure, when I hear Lobby, I'm not sure if that means all this is subject to change, right? But could this be just the hideout that we have now? Concept art for that. I'm sure that space is going to grow over time since we actually got to play in the lobby for the first 4 snapshots. Or is this going to be an area where matches are actually held? Is the hideout that we had in snapshots 1 through 4 even going to be the final hideout, or is that going to be turned into something else later, a more playable space? We don't know, but that's the first art for Sector 2 Lobby. I like this one. This is like a parking garage. Again, Sector 2. See some soldiers here. This guy's holding the high ground. He's got the idea down. Will our cars come into play in this sector? We've been hinted that Snapshot 7, our cars are going to be implemented somehow. We'll probably be looting parts and so on to customize those cars, but will the actual vehicle gameplay loop be introduced in Snapshot 7? We don't know yet. But I do like this parking garage area for Sector 2 Lobby. here is, I'm not going to fixate too much on Sector 3 cold storage because we have it in the game right now. That's what we're testing in Snapshot 5. It's not finished. There's still more art phases to go, but you can see in this concept art what they're going for with the look of cold storage. And I like the look, especially the skybox and cold storage already. I think it looks amazing. But you can look at this concept art, kind of get a feel for what they're going for. I really like this one with the pallets and the forklift. We have seen the forklifts in Snapshot 5. So that's Sector 3 cold storage in the game's first map that most of you probably know right now. This is technically from the ARG set under Sector 3 cold storage. This is a very, I mean, let's face it, it's a generic setting. I don't mean that as an insult, but this is more early concept art, I think, to demonstrate the verticality and the scale of anything more than the actual sector. Okay, so here is Sector 4 research. Again, I really like this one. This is like a lab setting. I think this one's gonna be very tight, close to combat. Again, looks like a scientific research lab. It says Alpha Labs here. If you look into some of these teasers, by the way, you can kind of try to, in concept art, extrapolate different things about the lore. So this is Sector 4, the research lab. If you turn it back here, this is also attached to Sector 4 research. Here is what looks to be a skyhook. So I'm speculating that maybe Sector 4, the research lab, will have the skyhook form of extraction as one of its forms of extraction. Pure speculation, but that definitely seems to be what they're hinting at here. And again, right here, Sector 4 research, again, different look at the lab. What I really like about these is there's gonna be a lot of difference in the vibe of each one. It's all attached. It all has that very 1980s, 1990s future vibe that Deadrop carries. But there's, a cold environment, a heat environment, a lab. Great variety that they're planning here, and that's good. Again, here, this is also Sector 4 research. Here's a jet. Maybe this is a runway. Is this just a hint at the skyhook thing, or will one of the extractions actually be via jet? We don't know. This looks like it'll be a really cool area to play in, though. Maybe with some jets just sitting there that you can use for cover. Scale looks good. Sniper posted up here. All around good stuff. Again, here's another shot of Sector 5 Foundry. It's got the fire through the environments, the heat everywhere, the molten, I assume that's metal. Then if we flip it back a few images here, this was the original Sector 5 Foundry image. Again, it's all over the place. Lava, magma, it's very hot. The extraction event for this probably going to be either molten metal, fire, heat of some kind. We're gonna get smoked out of this one. Moving on to the last one we know about, which is Sector 6. That's this image. This one's a little bit more on the speculation side because during the ARG we didn't make it quite the way through all 7 sectors. But this one is what we believe to be Sector 6, which we don't have a name for yet. But this looks like a very, almost like a city, like maybe like the base outside of the tower in the actual city, where we're going to be doing some urban combat, which would be very different from the other settings that we know about the other sectors. Here's this Viper logo in the graffiti back here. That's what makes me think this is not in the tower, but this is out like in the city somewhere, because there's evidence of graffiti and what I think is civilians everywhere. So we don't know much more than that other than Sector 6. I'm speculating it's either a city or an urban environment, and we believe this to be Sector 6 because there's actually again, it wasn't named Sector 6, but during the ARG you fought Dr. Disrespect in Sector 6, and this image was what appeared after you survived that ARG. And then Sector 7, we have no idea, we have no information about this whatsoever, but I actually wanted to do some fun speculation, and this might be crazy, but Dr. Disrespect tweeted something today about Counter-Strike 2, and maybe he's just talking about Counter-Strike 2, but he kind of inferred of like how cool would it be to see like a fan-made map make it into the actual competitive scene of a game, and he did this through the lens of Counter-Strike, but I was really wondering if he was actually kind of hinting at Deadrop, because we know we're getting UGC mode. This is a stretch, this is pure speculation. We know we're going to be able to create our own content in Deadrop to some capacity. So I'm just kind of wondering if maybe Sector 7, let's say it's the actual final sector, maybe it ends up being a fan-created thing that Midnight Society adopts. Pure speculation, just a crazy idea shot in the dark. We have no information, no speculation to run on for what Sector 7 could be. So that's it. That's the video, guys. Let me know which one of these sectors you're the biggest fan of, which one you want to play next, which one you think you're going to like the most. All your ideas for all these sectors down below in the comments. Make sure if you're following Deadrop, if you're following Midnight Society, you subscribe to this channel because we're covering every bit of news on Deadrop, Midnight Society, tips and tricks videos, lore and story videos, game updates. We're covering it all. This is a place to be. So subscribe to the channel. Check out this video from our sponsor. We'll see you in the next video. This video is sponsored by Humble. Do you want to buy games at great prices while supporting charity and my channel at the same time? Look no further than Humble.com. Head to Humble using my link in the description of this video to browse Humble's entire catalog of games, or check out the monthly bundle of games which you can get for just $11.99 per month. Anytime one of you makes a purchase on Humble using my link, it directly supports our channel, but better yet, charity in the process. You can find more information about Humble's efforts to support charity over at Humble.com, but know that the Humble community has raised over $200 million for charity just by purchasing video games. If you're gonna purchase PC games, there's no reason not to do it on Humble. You will get Steam keys for your games and everything that you could ever ask for. So head over to Humble.com using my link in the description of this video, buy some games, support charity and my channel at the same time. Thanks to Humble for partnering with us, and thanks for watching the video.